As I was reflecting on our workshop yesterday regarding stronger, clearer each time, I felt as though I did not help close the lesson well and give you all time to debrief on what stronger, clearer each time could look like in your classroom and what perhaps you might do the next day to continue to facilitate conversation to guide students into their understanding of the concept. So this is called My Favorite No. And what I did yesterday is, as you all were participating in the inside-outside circle, I was looking at what you wrote as well as listening to what you were saying and the questions you were asking to your partner. This is a statement that was pretty close to what someone had written on their paper because I had asked you to mimic what students might say. When doing My Favorite No, typically you would ask a question either at the beginning of class, whenever it's appropriate, and you would sort the students into two piles. All the ones who got the answer correct, and then all the ones who did not. And in the pile where the students did not get the answer correct, you pick one that's your favorite that you would like to use as a teachable moment. And so that's what I've done here. It's also important that when you do that, when you display it to the class, it is in your handwriting and not the student's handwriting to avoid accidentally isolating students. So you open the class up by saying, hey, yesterday we learned about how to add the sum, how to find the sum of two integers. You guys did a great job yesterday. I listened to your conversations, but I wanted to highlight one for today because I want us to continue to learn how to critique another person's work, give them feedback, and then help explain our own thinking. That's what helps us learn and grow. It helps us learn how to learn. So my favorite no for yesterday was 2 positives is always a positive, 2 negatives is always a negative, and opposites make 0. But before we get started, I would like for someone to tell me what is right, what is correct about this statement. So give kids an opportunity to highlight what's good about it. Then you might say, what questions could you ask to help this person clarify their statement? So you might not necessarily ask them what's wrong with it, but you might ask them to ask questions or to give suggestions for improvement. What vocabulary could we use? What could we suggest to make this a more complete statement? Make it stronger, make it clearer. So you might have students talking in pairs. You might have students raising their hands and offering this. And then ultimately what you would do is ask everyone to write this statement to make it stronger. So what you have now done is you are testing what they remember from yesterday. You are keeping them engaged in yesterday's conversation, and you're continuing to facilitate their math language and practicing stronger, clearer each time by helping to edit a statement. When they are writing, you will walk around and provide feedback by asking your own clarifying questions. And my advice would be to pay attention to that list of students who were in that no pile to see if they are revising correctly. And then what you might consider is, as you continue the lesson for the day, because they're going to need practice on what they learned yesterday, you might have a group of students who don't need the applet or number lines because they figured it out. You might have a group of students who need number lines, and you might have a student or have a group of students who really do continue to need that applet because of the equation feature on it, because they might be weaker in their skills. And you may spend more of your time there helping those students make connections. Those are just some suggestions, but you guys are the experts in divvying up your groups. And I just wanted to show you this, My Favorite No, and I'm including a couple additional My Favorite No videos on the email I'm getting ready to send out. Thanks a lot.